Hello, my beautiful rays of sunshine. This is Ebony P, that is me, and I'm back for another video. I'm so sorry that this lighting is insane. Oh my gosh, it is so bad, y'all. I'm so sorry. Maybe if I come a little closer, is it better? Anyway, we're gonna just work with it because, hold on, you guys, hold on. Give me 1 second, hold on. Hey, y'all. Hey, my rays of sunshine. This is Ebony P, that is me, and I'm back with another video. I'm so sorry that I sound like this. But it is a lot going on, mom life. These kids be driving me up a wall sometimes. I'm so sorry about the lighting. It is crazy. I went to get my light and it is like on one side for some reason. I'm in the basement, so everything is kind of like, the light is weird down here when I don't take out my lighting kit, and I didn't really feel like doing all of that for this video right now. I'm doing a new setup in my basement, so I won't be filming in my office anymore. And so everything is kind of packed up in a way until I can transfer everything literally across the hall. So I didn't feel like unpacking that and then doing all of that for just this video. So we're going to work with what we have, and as you can see from the title, we're going to be talking about the Nexplanon Birth Control implant. Okay, so let's get right into it, shall we? So the Nexplanon works by using hormones. The hormones stop the egg from being released by your ovaries and prevent sperm from reacting to the egg. It also changes the lining of your uterus. The Nexplanon is considered a long-acting birth control option, providing up to 3 years of continuous pregnancy protection. If you wanted to know exactly what the Nexplanon does, it basically continuously releases hormones into your body through, through the rod within your arm. And that's basically how it works. Okay, you guys, so I just recently got this birth control, and I didn't get it really for birth control. Excuse me, I'm a little disclaimer. If I keep looking this way, I'm just seeing if my camera is still recording, because recently, sometimes it's been stopping. It hasn't been doing it recently, but anyway, if I keep doing this, never mind that. So I digress. I recently received this birth control. I recently went to the OBGYN to get this birth control. I live in the USA, and I say that because when you do research, a lot of the research videos, or a lot of the videos about the Nexplanon are in Europe, and they call their OBGYN something different. So I live in the US, and I go to the OBGYN to get it. And this birth control, I'm looking down as well because I have notes, is an implant. The implant is basically like plastic, so it bends. The implant goes in your arm. You basically get to choose whatever arm that you want. And it's basically a rod. They call it a rod. I was actually scared to get it. A long time ago when I first heard about it, I for some reason thought it was wood. Yeah, I don't know. I think because a lot of people kept calling it a stick for some reason. I don't know why. But it is plastic. And it goes under the skin of the arm, of this arm. I'm going to show you what mine looks like in a second, to provide birth control. It's basically invisible. You don't know it's there. You don't really feel it unless you intentionally feel it. And it prevents pregnancy for up to 3 years. So you have it in for 3 years. After 3 years, you can either get it replaced, and they basically take it out and put a new one in the same place, literally within the same hole that you got it inserted in the first time, or you can just take it out and leave it. It depends on you. You can also get it removed within the 3 years. Say if you want to have a baby within a year or within 2 years or whatever, you can go back, get it taken out, and then be able to have your child. So I went in to get the Nexplanon because of my cycles. I've always been a heavy bleeder, and this is kind of TMI, but you know, we're all women or adults or close enough to adults to where we've had our cycles or at least know about them, so it's not really TMI. So it is what it is. So I've always been a heavy bleeder ever since I started my cycle. I started my cycle at age 12. And since the day I've started, I've always been a heavy bleeder. But recently, within the last, I would say, year, it's gotten so much heavier to the point where I've been weak. I have been, how can I explain it? So, this video is going to be a little difficult for me. I may bounce back and forth a bit just because I am a medical professional. I'm not a doctor. So let me just put that out there. I'm not a doctor, but I am a medical professional. So I may go back and forth a little bit with a little facts and, you know, a little bit of personal experience. So medical in the medical field, they do not want you to be able to soak through a pad within an hour. Okay. I was basically soaking through a tampon and a pad within an hour. That's how bad it was. So if if that happens, you're supposed to go to the ER, and they're supposed to basically give you medication, certain medications that stop your bleeding or at least slow it down. And I wasn't, because I was so used to bleeding heavy. It was just like, well, this is only going to be for the first 2 or 3 days. So I kind of just suck it up and just go through it. Then when I do that, it's really bad for me. I also have chronic complicated migraines, so that doesn't help in that process. It gives me migraines. It makes me very weak. It makes me dehydrated. It makes me, it's a lot. I go through a lot. And with me having 3 kids, a household and a family and, you know, all of that, I'm also in college, and, you know, it's a lot. So it was almost like my life every month literally had to shut down for 3 to 4 days. And it wasn't great. Also, my cycles were getting extremely painful. Also, from the start of my cycle at age 12, my cycles were always painful. I've gotten that hereditarily from my mom. My sister is the same way. We've just had painful cycles, to the point where it puts us in the hospital. Let's just say that. It puts us in the ER. I've been to the ER so many times over cramps. Something as simple as what you would think cramps are. But for people out there that have painful cramps, you know this cramps aren't simple. They just aren't. I get what I like to call the inner tube effect. If anyone has been to a beach or anything, you know what an inner tube is. It goes all the way around. So my pain goes all the way around. It goes in the front when, you know, your uterus is, and then it just circles me. It goes around my my sides, my hips, all the way around my back, almost like back labor, and it just gives me that inner tube effect. And it's very, very, very painful. It came to the point where I was taking so much medication to control it or to just scratch the surface of it so that I can function throughout the day, that I was scared that I was going to OD. And so, yeah. In addition to that, like that wasn't enough, my cycles seem to have been lasting longer and longer every month for this year that I'm talking about. So my cycles were normally 5 to 6 days, normally 5. Before I got this, it has gone from 5 to 7 to 9 days, which is like, okay, if I'm bleeding that heavy and it's lasting that long and it's this painful, something has to give, you know what I mean? So the longer that my cycle was lasting, so say it was lasting the full 9 days, that means that instead of me cramping the first 2 or 3 days, now I'm cramping 4 to 5 days. You see what I'm saying? So now that lengthens the amount of medication that I'm taking to control the cramps, which scared me. Also, with the pain and the heaviness and the length, this was getting worse and worse monthly. You see what I'm saying? So I gradually realized what was going on. I went to the OBGYN and was like, something has to give. And they were afraid that it was fibroids. And I did have fibroids before, and they were growing before when I was pregnant. So we went through the process of going through the ultrasound and the test and blah, blah, blah. That all came back fine. So I was like, something has to be done. So I don't know what y'all want me to do. My sister went through the same process, and it was actually her fibroids. She had to have surgery. She did, and everything on her cycle is just fine. So I was actually hoping for that. At least they could be like, okay, it's this, we do this, and it's done. You know what I mean? So, but when they said no, it's normal, I was like, so hysterectomy? Like, just take it all out? Like, no, I'm just kidding. But I'm just kidding, you guys. But so they suggested pills, birth control pills. I can't take birth control pills, or at least a lot of them, because they make me sick. They actually make me bleed more. I'm having the issue of bleeding too much. Can't do that. So, and they were like basically trying to experiment, like, well, yeah, Yaz made you do that, but we have multiple. I don't want to experiment, lady. Like, I'm already about to pass out now. Like, what's going on here? And they were like, well, you can try the Mirena, not the Mirena, but that type of implant, the IUD. And I've had a bad experience on that as well. That's a whole separate video. If you would like me to do that, just comment below and I will do that. Basically, what happened is I got pregnant on the IUD, and it didn't go well. So, like I said, if you want me to do a video on that, just let me know down below and I will. Yeah, so I wasn't doing that again. So then she said, well, we can try the implant. And I was kind of scared about that because for some reason I've only heard horror stories about it getting stuck in your arm. I don't know why. I just don't know why, but yeah. Also, for insurance purposes, the Nexplanon can be very expensive if you do not have insurance, at least where I am. Where I am, if you do not have insurance, I think it's like $900 or something like that. And then at my old OBGYN, because I recently moved, at my old one, I don't know what they did, but my insurance wouldn't cover it. And so they were like, well, let us try, and you know, we'll go through the process and see. So they did. Long story short, it was approved and they called me in for the appointment. So let me show you guys. I'm going to insert some pictures of what my arm looked like a few days ago, because you will bruise once they put it in. I'm going to show you what my arm looks like now. So this is the bruising here. That hole there is where they inserted it. Never mind the stretch marks, you guys. Y'all can suck it. And this straight line here, it's a little hole. It looks like a little hole here, but it's actually a little mole. But that's literally where the line is. It's kind of like right next to it. And my fingers is touching it. It's like going directly down and it stops here. So it's about that long in my arm. Right now, I don't know if you guys can see. Okay, you can see the bruising a little bit. Not this line, you guys. Not that line. But this right here is the bruising. I'm sorry, you guys. I've really interrupted. So, yes, I was talking about the bruising. So, once you get it, the bruising will last. It's supposed to last about a week, but it also depends on the person. Depends on how you bruise, if you bruise easily or if you don't. So they say about a week, but once again, it depends on the person. So I'm going to talk a little bit. Sorry, you guys. I'm going to talk a little bit about how they insert it really quickly. So it's very easy. It's very simple. So once you choose your arm, I did my left arm because that's my non-dominant arm, or hand, I should say. Once they have you laid down and they have your arm up like this, basically. And what they do is they choose a spot, they numb the area, which is a little prick and a sting. I didn't feel a prick or sting, but some people do, because it's just the medication and the needle basically going in. So normally you feel a prick and a sting. After that, you shouldn't feel much. But what they do after the prick and the sting, they basically test the area to see if you feel anything. If you do not, or if you feel not much, then they will proceed. If you do feel something, they will wait a few more seconds to let the medication kick in. After that, they basically have a box, and this box looks similar to the machine that they use when they pierce your ear. It's a little machine, a little contraption. It's about this big, if not smaller, and it has the implant already in it. This box or machine, mechanical thing, I don't know exactly what it's called, but it basically pierces your skin and it cranks in the implant and then pushes it up in there. Basically, that's exactly what it does. There's a lot of videos with it. I'm going to insert a picture in here somewhere of it, of what it looks like, so that you guys can see some images of what it looks like. So yeah, so she basically puts, all you feel is the machine on your arm. You hear a couple cranks and then you hear a last crank and then it's done. Basically, you feel the doctor kind of massage it. She's basically seeing if it's in the correct area, if it's placed properly, and then they wrap it up. That's basically what it is. They give you a little explanation and then you're done. They also give you a Nexplanon card. I'm also going to insert that because I don't want to insert mine because it has my information on it. On the card, it has your information. It gives you a lot number of the Nexplanon. It gives you who inserted it and a couple other things, because they do consider this a medication, so that if you ever need it, if you ever need anyone else to know anything about it, if they ask you if you've taken any medications or anything, if you go to the emergency room or any other doctor, then you can just give them this card and they can get all the information that they need. Or at least they should give you that. If they do not, you can definitely ask for just to have on your person. So this is 99% effective, just like any other birth control. They tell you that it starts to take effect within a week. So be safe until then. And yeah, I believe you can get this not only at the doctor's offices, but at Planned Parenthood. I believe you can get this at clinics and different things like that, but definitely double check and do your research, because I am not sure, especially depending on where you are, because once again, you may not be in my area. So yeah, you guys, so far it's been doing great. They tell you that it takes about 3 to 6 months to take effect in your body totally, as far as your cycles, to regulate your cycles or to get rid of them altogether. Not get rid of them, but to stop them altogether. So far, it's been doing good with me. I haven't had any objections to it. It's still a little sore. I've had it for about a week now, a little over a week. It's still a little bit sore, but it's only sore when I kind of rub it or touch it, and it's very, very, very little. Other than that, it's perfectly fine. I'm doing good with it. I'm going to give you guys an update later on. And if you have any questions, just put it below. And that is it, you guys. So once again, if you have any questions, link it below. If it's enough questions, I'll do another video on it. If it's not, I'll just answer them below. And that's it. So you guys have a great day. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys later.